Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Logan cries out loudly, crying face Robyn's plan to replace him with Dayton. JANELLE exposes Logan's pain in shocking new twist. In a stunning and heartbreaking turn of events that's sending shockwaves through the Sister Wives fandom, Logan Brown, the eldest of the Brown children and once considered the golden child of the sprawling plural family, is finally speaking out. And this time, the silence that once cloaked his quiet suffering has been shattered. Viewers have long sensed that something was off with Logan, who retreated from the family's spotlight years ago. But now, thanks to new revelations from JANELLE Brown and growing speculation around Robyn's manipulative schemes, fans are piecing together a disturbing pattern. Robyn didn't just step into the family, she systematically pushed Logan out. And in his place, her son Dayton. This isn't just another case of family tension, it's a betrayal that cuts deep into the heart of the original Brown family unit. Logan, who grew up shouldering responsibility as the oldest sibling and was often seen helping with the younger kids, including Robyn's children after her marriage to Cody, is now emotionally gutted. His name hasn't been uttered in family circles in years, and sources say he's all but erased from the inner circle. Now, insiders close to the family are confirming what many feared all along. Robyn's long-term goal was to replace Logan with Dayton, both in Cody's emotional orbit and in the legacy of the Brown name. JANELLE, who has always been fiercely protective of her children and especially close to Logan, is done staying silent. In a raw and candid conversation, she exposes the extent of her son's emotional pain. Logan was always the one holding things together, JANELLE revealed tearfully. He helped raise his siblings, he kept the peace, he gave up his childhood for a family. And how was he repaid? By being pushed out. According to JANELLE, Robyn slowly began isolating Logan after her marriage to Cody. She insisted that her children needed special attention and demanded more of Cody's time. At first, Logan tried to support it. After all, that's what he always did. But the moment he showed any discomfort with the imbalance, Robyn began labeling him as distant, detached, and eventually, ungrateful. Fans of the show began to pick up on subtle clues over the years. The camera would often pan over family gatherings with Logan notably absent, while Dayton was front and center. Cody, too, started publicly gushing over Dayton's accomplishments and growth, calling him an incredible young man and even hinting that he wanted Dayton to take on a leadership role in the future. But Logan? Crickets. Not a single mention, not a single gesture. It was as if he had never existed in Cody's world. For a young man who sacrificed so much to keep his siblings' lives stable, the erasure was devastating. Now, Logan is reportedly at a breaking point. After years of maintaining his silence, trying to live a quiet life with his wife Michelle away from the cameras and the chaos, he's struggling to process the trauma of being cast aside. And the worst part? He never got closure. Sources say Logan reached out to Cody privately multiple times, emails, phone calls, even texts, to try and reconnect. But Robyn, ever the gatekeeper, allegedly intercepted and discouraged every attempt. Cody would tell Logan he was busy, or that the timing wasn't right. But we all knew what was going on, JANELLE explained. Robyn didn't want him around. Not when she could have Dayton in that place. It's a pattern that now feels painfully obvious. Robyn strategically elevated Dayton's presence in the family, encouraging Cody to bond with him through camping trips, leadership talks, and even discussions about carrying on the Brown family name. She nurtured a dynamic where Dayton could be molded into a perfect successor, loyal, obedient, and most importantly, unquestioning of Robyn's influence. In contrast, Logan's independence, intellect, and unwillingness to blindly follow Cody and Robyn's narrative made him a threat to her plans. JANELLE's latest social media activity only adds fuel to the fire. In a cryptic but emotionally charged post, she shared a photo of Logan as a child helping with his younger siblings, captioned, "He was always the first to show up. He gave everything. He deserved better." Fans were quick to flood the comments, many expressing heartbreak and fury over the way Logan has been treated. One commenter wrote, Robyn weaponized motherhood and alienated a good son. Shame on Cody for allowing it. Another echoed, Logan is the true eldest son of this family. You can never replace that, no matter how hard Robyn tries. And then came the gut punch. During a family event that took place off-camera but was captured by fan eyewitnesses, Dayton was introduced by Cody as the next generation of brown men. The comment sent shockwaves through those who knew Logan's history, and JANELLE, reportedly blindsided, left the event early, visibly upset. It was like a knife through the heart, a source close to the family said. JANELLE knew then that the erasure of Logan wasn't accidental. It was orchestrated. Now, with JANELLE speaking out and the fans rallying behind Logan, questions are mounting. How long can Cody keep pretending this isn't happening? What role did Robyn truly play in Logan's exile? And most importantly, will Logan ever get the apology he deserves? As the Brown family barrels toward another emotional reckoning in Season 20, it's clear that the fractures run far deeper than marriage problems or property disputes. This is about identity, legacy, and the children who were raised in a system that promised unity but delivered favoritism, resentment, and silence. Logan's cry is no longer silent. It's a roar echoing through a family that desperately needs healing, but only if they're willing to confront the truth. JANELLE has made her position clear. My son deserves to be seen. He deserves to be heard. And I'm not going to let them erase him. This is no longer just about Logan versus Robyn. It's about a mother fighting for the dignity of her child. It's about the oldest son finally being allowed to feel, to hurt, and to demand justice. And it's about exposing a toxic dynamic that has simmered behind closed doors for far too long. Whether Cody can face the fallout or continues hiding behind Robyn's carefully curated reality is yet to be seen. But one thing is certain, Logan Brown's pain is real, raw, and no longer in the shadows. It was the cry that shattered the fragile illusion of unity still clinging to the crumbling Brown family. Logan Brown, the once dependable eldest son, the rock who quietly carried the weight of the family's dysfunction for years, finally broke. His voice cracked, his composure melted, and for the first time, Logan cried out, not just in sorrow, but in deep, unbearable betrayal. What pushed him to this point was a scheme so twisted, so cruel, that even the most seasoned viewers of the Brown family's long and winding saga were left breathless. Behind closed doors, and beneath the careful veneer of spiritual devotion and family harmony, Robyn Brown had been orchestrating something unthinkable. According to a flood of whispers from those closest to the inner circle, Robyn had set her sights on replacing Logan as the symbolic eldest son with her biological son, Dayton. The plan wasn't just a fantasy, it was being actively pushed behind the scenes. From reworking family business responsibilities to manipulating the narrative in public appearances, Robyn had been quietly but methodically positioning Dayton as Cody's right hand, a future patriarch in training, while casting Logan further and further into the shadows. But Logan, always quiet, always loyal, saw it all. He had known for years that Robyn treated Dayton differently, shielding him, exalting him, and giving him responsibilities none of the other children were offered. But it was the latest insult that sent Logan over the edge. Robyn and Cody had hosted a private meeting, one Logan was intentionally excluded from, where they unveiled a plan to have Dayton become a co-leader in the family trust, an honor traditionally passed to the eldest child. Logan found out only after a sibling forwarded him a blurry screenshot of a legal document, with his name crossed out and Dayton's name inserted. That's when the dam broke. Logan, who had swallowed his pride through years of watching Cody chase Robyn's approval while ignoring his other children, finally confronted the family. And it wasn't behind closed doors. He took to social media with a raw, unfiltered live stream, his voice trembling, eyes red-rimmed, his soul bared for the world to see. This family's been falling apart for a long time, he said, his voice thick with emotion, but I stayed silent. I stayed respectful. But now Robyn wants to erase me like I was never Cody's first son. Like I didn't carry this family when he ran off chasing a new wife. Like I wasn't there for my siblings when they needed someone. I'm done being quiet. The fallout was immediate, but no one was more rattled than JANELLE. Watching Logan spiral into emotional ruin broke her in a way fans had never seen. For years, Janelle had been the calm one, the logical mother who kept things grounded while Cody spiraled in and out of favor with his wives. But now, as she watched her son publicly unravel under the betrayal of the man who was supposed to be his father and the woman who had wormed her way into every crevice of power, Janelle had had enough. She went on camera, unfiltered, unflinching, and exposed everything. "Robyn has been isolating my children for years," Janelle began, her voice steady but icy. "Logan held this family together when Cody couldn't be bothered. He changed diapers, he drove his siblings to school, he worked jobs just to make sure the house ran. And this is how they repay him? By rewriting history and trying to erase him so Dayton can be the heir apparent?
No.
I won't let that happen." The world watched in shock as Janelle unloaded years of quiet fury, painting a damning picture of a woman who had slowly hijacked the family structure, using Cody's love as a weapon to elevate her own children while pushing the others aside. But even worse, it wasn't just about favoritism, it was about power. Dayton, barely interested in the role being thrust upon him, became a symbol of Robyn's plan to consolidate control, recasting the family narrative so that it began and ended with her. And Logan? He became collateral damage. Viewers flooded forums with outrage, sympathy, and support. Fans began trending hashtags like #JusticeForLogan and #ExposeRobyn, demanding accountability, demanding a reckoning. But behind the digital outcry was a very real, very broken man. Logan retreated from public life in the days that followed, deleting posts, ignoring texts, drowning in silence. Sources close to the family said he never felt more betrayed, not just by Robyn, but by Cody's silence. Because Cody hadn't defended him, hadn't spoken up, hadn't said a word as Robyn dragged Logan's name out of legacy discussions and replaced it with Dayton's. It was a betrayal deeper than any public fight or family rift. It was erasure. And Cody, the man who once held Logan as a baby and told him he'd grow to be a leader, a man of wisdom and heart, stood by and let it happen. But the story didn't end in silence. Not this time. Because Logan's cry woke something in the family, especially in his siblings. Hunter, Garrison's memory, Gabriel, Maddie, even Aspen and Paydon, they began to speak out, to post cryptic comments and messages that confirmed everything Logan and Janelle had exposed. It wasn't just one son's pain. It was a shared legacy of being overlooked, dismissed, replaced. And as the truth unraveled, fans began to see that Logan's tearful outburst wasn't a breakdown. It was a beginning. The beginning of the reckoning the Browns had avoided for far too long. And Robyn's house of cards? It was finally starting to fall.